Welcome to The Art of Gardening. I'm your host, Melissa Lella Johnson, and today we're going to be doing a how-to on how to make my beautiful glass boxes. I get so many compliments on these. I absolutely love sharing these as gifts. Unfortunately, today I'm making one for a friend whose mother just passed away. So as much as they are great in celebration, they're also very nice as like a memorial gift or just anything that you want to give someone to let them know that you're thinking of them and that they're special to you. This is a great way to do it. So I buy these boxes on Amazon and they have gone up over the years. I used to buy them for like $14 a piece and now they're about $20 a piece, but they're just very simple glass boxes. And what's going to happen with this, it has a chain on one side and then it's got the closure on the other side. And this is just a little box. This is, I think, a 4x6. So what I'm gonna do with this box is I purchased moss in bulk from Amazon. And I love this, the fluffier, in fact, I don't even know what the name of this moss is, but it's the fluffier ball moss. And so it's like nice, beautiful dark green. Be careful using this with French manicure or light colored nails because it will dye your nails. I always start with a couple different things in mind. I look at what I'm going to use. I definitely love using crystals in everything and anything. So before I put the moss in, I have to check which crystals I'm going to use because if you put the moss in and then start laying your crystals, sometimes it's too high. So for instance, this is another pack of crystals that I got at the Gem and Mineral Show. If you're in Kansas City, the next Gem and Mineral Show, I just got the flyer for it, is March 10th, 11th, and 12th. So it's at the KC Expo Center. And for instance, I was able to get this entire pack of crystals. This whole thing was full of crystals in random sizes. In the wholesale area, this is $25. And then this is Lemurian quartz. It's a really beautiful quartz. This is 2 bags of Lemurian quartz in this container, and they were $33 a piece. But they're great to create with. If you are in Tucson or in Denver, you can visit some of those shows, which are the huge shows where you get incredible deals. So this is just a sampling of some of those things that you can get at the bigger Gem and Mineral shows for very, very, very cheap. So what I'm going to do is use a couple different things in here. I would like to use an amethyst because it is a very, very nice healing stone, a stone of love, a stone of great power. And then I would like to use this beautiful quartz from Madagascar. So I'm going to kind of just place them where around the areas I kind of want them. And then go ahead and start to fill with the moss so that I can get a nice look without having it pop up to be too high in the box. So very easily, I put the crystals down. There is no right or wrong way to do this. That's the fun part. Anybody can do this. If I can do it, anybody can. It's very, very, very simple. If you follow just the few steps that I'm going to guide you through here, you can create something very beautiful like this. These are crystals from the Gem Mineral Show, and then I also use all of the flowers that I've worked so hard all year long to grow in my garden. Those are also going to find their way in here. So as I'm growing all these flowers, it's nice to be able to grow them. You're putting so much work and time and effort into them. It's nice to be able to keep them and actually use them for winter projects or for making special gifts. So I'll fill the base around here with let's get this guy over here with the moss, and then I can kind of look around and see where I might need areas to fill in or to be able to prop up the crystals. Because these crystals, as you can see, they're kind of lying lower in the box. So we can use a little bit of moss, kind of pump those areas up and give them a little bit of a base without being too high that the box won't close, is what we're trying to avoid. I also there's great deals at the Gem and Mineral shows for little bags of just all different kinds of tumbled gems and minerals. Here, I love to use hematite because I love the black, the dark gray gunmetal look of this up against the rose quartz. So, and again, the prices on these things have gone up kind of exponentially in the last few years, but you can still get really great deals on them. So, okay, so we're moving along with this. We've got our quartz in there, our amethyst, and I'm just gonna fill in where I think I need a little bit of a lift for the quartz. Before I go any further, I'm gonna test it to make sure that it closes properly, and it does, okay? So even something as simple as this is beautiful. I would love to put this on my counter. I always tell people when they get these that they can put them on a stack of books, or they can put them underneath, you know, a glass table or whatever. I mean, they're just so, so pretty. So this, in as simple as that is, makes a beautiful presentation. So now I look back into my menagerie of dried flowers. This is just one half of this room. I have a whole other half of the room that's full of flowers. And these were some of the zinnia that were grown here last year. And I will start to take and kind of pick and choose what I'm thinking. And the same with the flowers. You have to be kind of careful because you want to make sure that you are choosing things that will fit in the box for the depth of the box. So I'm kind of just mess around with this a little bit and kind of see what I have here that will fit nicely. And I might bring another tray over. Actually, I've got some really beautiful deep purple carnations that would be really pretty in here too. And this is the part that's fun. You can kind of just mess around with it, take the flowers, move them around. Like I said, there is no set way or no right or wrong way of doing this. It's just a matter of kind of playing with the different things that you have and seeing what looks best. So these are a little deeper with the carnation stems, with the bottoms. So I'm gonna kind of just nestle these up right now, close the box, make sure I've got a good seal on that. Another thing that I love to grow here is gomphrena. This has been a wonderful, wonderful flower to grow, to use for crafts. And I don't know if you can see here in the back corner, but I kind of just keep them at the end of the season. I'm very lazy, right? I mean, it's the end of the season, you're tired. I just kind of break the things down in branches and hang them upside down to dry. But what's good about doing that is that I can just walk right over to an area where I have these big stacks of these things and kind of just very easily, because they're so dry, just pop a whole section off and then be able to use them. So I absolutely love these. This is the natural color of these. They're like a little creamy on the top and then they fade, you know, to more of the pinkish color. I've got them in white and I've got them in this year in very deep purple. Very, very pretty. So, and they just are very easy to use. With these, I like to cluster them together a little bit more and kind of create like kind of whimsical, like kind of curves with them. So, and the other nice thing about the gomphrena too is that the sticks on them, you know, the branches on them are so durable that they can go into an arrangement and hold their own, or you can just pop the top off and be able to use it flat for where you need to just be able to set them in place. So you can actually put them into flower foam or create different things with them. They're very, very rewarding flowers, very easy to grow. Mine now are pretty established, so they come up. I don't even have to seed for them anymore. The seed just kind of comes up in the ground where it was the year before. And then they're ready to harvest this year because I do not have a ton of sun where they are. So they were ready to harvest. All of these were brought in October. I brought these in. So again, if you have full sun, you'll have a great time growing these because they will get absolutely massive. Amy Gray at Cannington Farm, she grows them in her front yard and her plants are just absolutely incredible. So lots of fun things for us to be able to play with. So I'm pushing down on some of these flowers. I'm seeing that they are a little high for what I'm looking for because they're pushing against the glass. So I'm just gonna kind of move some things around. Again, you can't do anything wrong with this. It's all just a matter of playing with the different things that are here and creating something really pretty. So it's coming along, and again, this is good just as it is right here. I can stop right here, or I can continue going. In fact, I'm thinking I might take some of these little bits. So I stuck another piece of the amethyst right there in that corner. I think that'll be a pretty accent piece. Okay, now I would love to put some of these quartz in. So the quartz points, the one side is pointed, the other side is what's broken off. So the quartz points, we're going to kind of just play around with this and see what the perfect location is going to be to put in some of these nice points. The other nice thing about this too is I've got wide points, I've got really, really skinny points, I've got short, long, the whole gamut. So it allows you to be able to be really creative. I like to try and recreate nature. So the way that I see them in nature, where you see them in formations, that's the look I'm after. And so I'll kind of go from a little bit wider and longer, or I'm sorry, thinner and longer down to some of the thicker ones and kind of just stick those in. And then I'm looking for one short one here. There we go. And then I can put some little flowers. The other nice thing about using the gomphrena is that you get all different sizes of flowers. So there's little itty bitty ones all the way to really full-size ones. So for this area over here, I'm gonna need some littles, and I'm gonna keep the stem on them so I can kind of wedge them right down in between the crystal to make sure that they stay where I want them to stay. There's another little really good one with the stems. We're gonna put that guy in there. Again, this is just to make something really, really special and nice for someone that lets you know that you care about them very much. And then I need a couple small so then I can go back over to my stash here, break off some of these, and then be able to take right off the stash exactly what I need. So no big, huge process in drying these flowers that make it unreasonable or unattainable. So it's very, very easy. Now this guy is almost done. So we're gonna finish this off. I'm gonna look at maybe putting in a couple of white Gomphrena to just kind of mix this up a little bit and add some contrast. Or we could actually use another wonderful plant that I love using. In fact, it's in a lot of my arrangements. People are always commenting on it, and it also holds color really well, especially in these flower boxes. You have to make sure you let the person know that you're giving the flower box to, not to put it in full sun. So when they hit the sun, the flowers, the dried flowers, they'll lose their color a lot easier. And so if you keep them out of the sunlight, then they will last a lot longer. So this is Celosia, the Texas Plume Celosia. It's a really great flower. Again, very easy to grow, and you can just really create some fantastic things from it. So we're gonna stick this in here. I'm not sure how this is gonna go, but we're gonna try it and see what we come up with. I'm gonna stick this in around the outsides, and we're gonna have to see what this looks like when the box closes. Again, remember always to kind of test the box and make sure what you're putting in here is going to fit and not get completely crunched. So we are almost done with this. Okay, I'm gonna drop the lid. All right, and this is where we are. Now, I love the way this looks, but I do feel like I need a little bit of pink over here to match the Celosia that's over in this top corner. The Celosia is getting a little crunched, but not too bad. So we can stay with it. Or actually I have the rose quartz and the hematite. So let's go ahead and drop some of these in this top corner. This box is really full of crystals. This is really a nice presentation for this box. So we're gonna kind of just stand these up, and I'm gonna drop them in the corner just like you would see them in nature. Drop one right in the middle there. Put another one here. Probably something a little right here. Oh, you know what, that amethyst is hidden down there, so we're going to turn this around this way. Actually, I might take that out, and that's okay. Everything changes, you know, minute by minute when you're making these boxes, so you kind of just have to go with the flow. All right, I'm going to be ready for, I think I'm going to do a little cluster of the white. Or actually, I've got some really pretty willows from my French willow tree. That's what we're gonna put right up here. And these we're just gonna stick in this corner here very easily. And then let's close the lid and test it again. I did get a break on one of those Celosia, but willows, and this guy is done. So soft and dainty. I love using the willows. They're so pretty. And those are right from my own tree. So again, at the end of the season, or actually as season goes on, I'm always outside kind of looking at what I can bring indoors to keep. So this right here is the finished product. These are great, but you do have to be careful if you're going to be shipping them or sending them. You have to make sure that you're definitely putting maybe some peanuts in there and other things to keep it tight. But this is the final product, and I hope she loves it.